Welcome to the Designated Driver Show,
the podcast where three regular guys chase better golf and even better stories.
Grab a drink, hop in the cart, and ride along with the Designated Driver Show.
This episode is brought to you by Breakfast Ball Golf Sim in Waterford, Michigan, the official simulator of the Designated Drivers Show, powered by TrackMan Technology. Whether you're grinding on your swing, playing world-class courses, or just hanging out with friends, Breakfast Ball delivers a premium simulator experience with 4 simulator bays, tournaments, leagues, and lessons from Michigan PGA professionals. It's perfect for serious golfers, beginners, and groups alike. Book your bay, sharpen your game, and start every round with a Breakfast Ball. Visit breakfastballgolfsim.com to get started, and be sure to follow them at breakfastball_golfsim on Instagram.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Designated Driver Show. I know I've had a long weekend. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Just busy day today.
Very busy myself, too. Same.
It's been a busy couple of weeks.
I know I just got back from traveling. I was down in Florida. I know, Dylan, you've been traveling quite a bit for work, too. Get on here and kind of discuss a little bit of what we've been up to over the past couple weeks. I think we actually wanted to let you guys know what the direction of the show we're going to kind of take from here is, too, kind of set the stage for that. I think we want to talk a little bit more about our personal journeys when it comes to golf and use the podcast to update everybody on that journey. Taylor, you want to talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, we're all pretty big fans of the Chasing Scratch show and kind of taking some inspiration from them and letting our podcast format kind of turn into talking about the game and our struggles, our successes, and things that we're working on, and kind of using it as an avenue with the four of us to discuss, what we're trying to do to improve and kind of holding each other accountable a little bit, and then bringing the listeners along with us just to be able to relate a little bit more to us when they see us around.
Yeah, I think both inside and outside the game of golf, there's a lot of things that we're doing to kind of get better at the game and from a personal level too. And I think it'll just be cool to kind of share the stories. I know right now, being in Michigan, it's a little bit of a struggle for us right now to get out and get some practice, but we're doing a lot of things kind of health-wise and in the gym and things like that to help improve us. So I think it would be really cool to kind of share our journey and the experiences that kind of go along with that.
Not only that, to help with our personalities, learn about our personalities a little bit as well, get you a little scoop into what our lives are like and what golf has done to kind of solidify us a little bit more from being on the crazy side.
I'm not sure if anybody wants to learn about my personality, guys.
Why is that, Dylan?
Oh, we'll save that for another show when we have a little more time to talk. But those of you who have played golf with me before, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Little Joey D like sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a little Joey D in there. There's a little Bob in there. There's a little FP in there. Got a nice mix.
So, Dylan, I know you've been traveling a bunch. Nate, I know you were just coming back from Florida. And, Dylan, you got another trip coming up. But I think both of you guys got to play a few rounds of golf while you were traveling, right?
Yeah. I was down in Florida for a couple weeks. 1 week of having fun, 1 week of a work trip that kind of timed up back to back. So was blessed to be able to play a couple rounds of golf down there while it was negative something up here in Michigan, and had a lot of fun. One thing I got to say is I know Bermuda gets a really bad rap, but I love it. I compress the ball, and I just love the Bermuda down there.
How many rounds total did you get to play, Dylan? I don't even think I know.
I got to play 3 total 18-hole rounds, and then one we just played a couple holes around for a day.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Same. So I was just down there this past weekend. I mean, Florida, when I first landed in Florida, it was like 40 degrees down there. So it wasn't much of like a climate difference at first, but then it started to warm up over the next 2 days. Our first round, we had a 2-hour frost delay, which was kind of crazy. We showed up that course and they're like, "You guys know about the frost delay?" We're like, "What?" They're like, "Yeah, it's 2 hours." And we're sitting there a half hour before our tee time. I'm like, "Oh my God, we got to kill 2.5 hours." So that was a little bit of a shock going down there and kind of still being in the cold, but it was fun, man. It was fun to get out there and really just swing and see all the progress, kind of all the things that I've been working on over the winter really showed up. And then a lot of the things that I haven't been able to work on really showed up as well. So it was cool. It was cool.
For those of you that did tune into the last podcast and hear me talk a little bit about my fiance, I did beat her the last round that we played. So if anybody was curious, she didn't play great. She had some back problems as we were getting through the back nine, but I did. I fired off a 78 to her 80.
There you go.
78?
Thankfully, because my gin is based in Michigan, I can't post scores right now because I'm out of season.
But you should totally be posting those. I want to see this. I want to see the history of this
Wait,
amazement and collapse as
I'm
well.
pretty
'cause we
sure
know
you
that's
can
gonna
post
happen.
them still because Florida's active.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
that's where we talk about Dylan sandbagging. He
That's
hits
right.
these high scores in the beginning of the season and he just refuses to post them. And then somehow his handicap is magically in the double digits still. So
It's
Right.
Bermuda. It's nothing like Michigan grass. Can't
Yeah.
compare it.
I play on public courses too. Okay. So
Nate, you got to game your new irons, I'm assuming, yeah?
Yep.
How'd
So
that go?
little bit of growing pains. One of the things, so especially because I knew I was transferring over to some new irons, a lot of the stuff that I've been working on over the off season was kind of like driver related. I had some driver problems last year, so that was one thing. The game's just not fun, man, when you can't get off the tee. And so that's something that I've really been grinding over the off season, and that definitely showed up. There's a significant improvement in my driving, but the new irons and kind of the short game fell a little short. So when I was down there, I got to play 3 rounds. I played the Palms course in Disney. I played Southern Dunes, and then we played a course called Mystic Dunes, which was kind of the lower tier of the courses that we played. If I had to say, Palms was definitely, it was greener. It was in a little bit better condition, but Southern Dunes is a hell of a course, man. Like, it is really cool. So fired off a 89 at the Palms and then followed it up with an 88 at Southern Dunes. And then Mystic Dunes was, for one, it was the 3rd day in a row playing golf, and it was a little quirky of a course, and I think I shot like 92, and if we're being honest, it was probably more like a 95. So yeah, that was but the short game is really what failed me in on the trip, and I was really happy kind of with all the things that I've been working on with the driver and things like that. So it'll be nice now to get back here and grind some of those things that I haven't really had the chance to, and really get more of a feel with the new irons. That would be really nice.
Yeah, that Palm course there is one of my favorite. I get to play, thankfully, with family, having some Disney vacation club stuff. I get to go play those Disney courses a good amount, and that Palm course is definitely one of my favorites. But that Mystic Dunes I played there, it was probably last like March or April, something like that, with my dad. And it was definitely an interesting one. There's one with like a 90-degree turn left that if you don't thread the fairway, you're in some deep bunker on the left or up in the trees on the right. And then the greens were not in the best shape, and they had like the pine needle kind of like, I don't know, landscape almost around the trees near the greens and stuff. It was pretty tough to play out of, and not the best course, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that par 5 that you're talking about, when you get up to the green, it literally has it's like a ski slope on the green.
Like a 12-foot drop.
It's absolutely ridiculous. We got up to the green and we're like, what the heck? And then, so Florida's been having some colder weather down there, as pretty much the whole country has. And so when we showed up to the first tee, the starter goes, yeah, it's pretty wide open, which was false. It was not very wide open. The back nine was, but the front nine absolutely wasn't. And he's like, yeah, with the weather conditions, like the course is a little dried out. We can actually, I'll send Joe the picture that I have. This course wasn't a little dried out. This course looked like the Sahara Desert. Everything was dead. And I went down there with my father-in-law. I told my father-in-law, I was like, dude, if anybody asks me how the round went, I'm going to let him know my opinion that this was one of the worst courses I've played in a while. It was not my favorite. So
That's funny.
But yeah, overall, man, it was a really fun trip. It was nice just to be able to play golf in the winter,
Yeah, unfortunately, Josh and I have been stuck playing inside. Fortunately, it has been at breakfast ball. But I got to play this weekend in a par 3, like Chase the Ace tournament is what he was calling it. I think it was 32 or 33 hole tournament, and that was a ton of fun. I got put in the top flight with, there were probably 3 or 4 at least college golfers, if not more than that were in that flight, Brady being one of them. And I shot even par, which I was pretty happy with.
Nice.
I did beat Brady with some strokes. He gave me 4.5 strokes. But I ended up beating him. He went 2 under, and then the winner I think went 5 under. But It was a ton of fun. Ended up playing with our buddy Drake. It was a ton of fun. I would definitely recommend playing in that par 3 one next year. It was really cool.
And shout out Breakfast Ball, man. Brady over there at Breakfast Ball, before we went on the trip, I took all my clubs in there, got them completely regripped. He actually hooked me up with a local guy too that put on some ferrules for my new clubs too. And man, those boys were looking nice out in that Florida weather. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think I might have to do that before we go to Myrtle Beach. Those look sick.
Dylan, how'd your rounds go? I know you told us you beat Sid the one round, but how were the other rounds?
Yeah, the other rounds were all right. Was trying to figure a couple things out. I took the driver out of play for the first couple holes just to get the compression down on the irons, try and learn a couple things. And it went all right. I think I shot 80, 81, 78.
That's pretty solid.
So
Wow.
overall, some solid stuff. A couple things that I got to clean up here and there, but I'll tell you where. That new putter, oh man, it's
Is it
dangerous.
nice?
Yeah, that thing's pretty. Hey, I guarantee none of those scores are going to be in his skin here in the next couple of weeks.
Guarantee
100%,
it.
100%.
Guarantee it. If I don't see a picture of the scorecard, none of it existed for this man. So
Hey,
It
man,
didn't exist.
if this dude's firing off scores like that in the beginning of the year, sheesh.
But yeah, again, like you said, Nate, was just really happy to be able to play some golf down there. And it was a little cold. We got lucky the first couple days were in the high 60s. So it was nice and warm. And then it cooled down right in time for the work trip. So just in time for me to be inside all day.
There you go.
nice. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I've been playing club roulette right now with 3 different club types. I started off the season with the ZX7s, and then I tried a buddy of ours, Spencer's. He gave me some Cobra King tours to try out, and I liked them, but they just weren't feeling right. And then my parents here visited my brother who's out in Wisconsin. I gave him my old Titleist AP2s, and they brought those back for me, and I tried them, and I tell you what, I was shanking them. Probably the first, 80% of the balls I tried for our indoor league, I was shanking probably 80% of them, and then got something down, and I'm feeling way more confident with those AP2s. So we're definitely going to continue to use those instead of the other 2. Who knows? There might be some Mizunos potentially in my future as well, or some, what's the brand? Tacomos.
Yeah, there you go.
So those might be in my future too. So we're definitely playing the club roulette at the beginning of the season.
Well, Josh, we got to talk about something because I remember going over some New Year's goals, and I think there was some weightlifting that was supposed to be done. Something like a club fitting was going to be done, and now we're just bouncing around from iron to iron. What's going on with that?
There's a lot of thought process going into this, but I'll summarize it all into one. One, I suck. So that's number one. 2, I wanted to get something more where I was feeling more comfortable with the club and my swing path, and those AP2s I'm feeling way more confident with than the other clubs that I've been trying. Double downing on the confidence and the comfort feeling first, and then hopefully after that we'll see what happens with the fittings and everything else, because if I get a fitting, they're going to try and push me towards getting something brand new, and I'm sorry, I don't have like $1,500-$1,800 right now to spend on a custom kit right now. So those Tacomos sound way more enticing because they're going to be half the price, and at least I'll have something brand new fitted towards me with the numbers that I'm going to get from the fitting. And then to tackle on all that, did the workout stuff. And, I got injured at the end of last year on my motorcycle. And then, so I've been kind of more focusing on the cardio aspect. Thought the weightlifting was definitely going to be a main focus point, but I just haven't gotten to that point yet. So it's been mostly cardio since the beginning of the year. So, and trust me, Taylor will probably mention it, that I've missed out on several of my commitments. So I owe some money into our little slush fund here pretty soon. But,
we created a slush fund between me, Josh, and one of our other buddies. And basically, if you miss a week, you got to contribute $5. So we did a golf fund and a workout fund. So if you miss any of your goals that you've got for either of those, you have to contribute $5. If you do 2 weeks in a row, you still have to do another 5, but that third week it becomes 15, and then so on. It'll increase by $5 every single week. So Josh already owes me $30 for the last couple of weeks, and We're just keeping a running tab right now.
Yep.
I like that.
I haven't paid it yet. Once I get committed to actually hitting my goal of the certain number of workouts I got to do, then I'll be fine. But we're definitely chunking instead of committing right now. So we'll see what happens.
Well, Josh, if you want to add another layer to your roulette wheel, I got a set of AP ones over here. If you want to give them a shot.
I mean, I won't lie. I'll try anything at least once right now because the game has not been great. So, like I said at the beginning, I suck right now. So, if like these guys are talking about 70s and 80s, man, if I could get into that, before July or August, I'll be very, very happy. So, we'll see what happens though.
Got to get that mobility up with Nate's training, man.
Yeah, I was just about to say
there. It's strength is not.
Yeah, that's. Hey, he tested out with flying colors on the assessment, so that means it's not a mobility thing for Josh. It's more of using that mobility and making his superpower even that more efficient with strength training. So we'll get together on it. We'll start working on it. I know Dylan and Taylor, though, you guys have been kind of on the program. I think I actually owe you guys a new phase that we need to start heading into. How's that been going?
Yeah, this past week, I should say, was my third week completing the first phase that we did. And I still have to do probably 8 reps of a few different workouts just because I had to cut a couple short with some things on the last visit there. But I'm definitely due for a new one here soon. So I'm looking forward to that, especially with some of the new movements. But feeling good. I haven't weighed myself the last few days, but I would guess I'm probably down about 8 pounds since when we started, but I can definitely feel the muscle being built up in my upper body, especially my shoulders, my chest, triceps, all that. I feel significantly more strong there and definitely more in control when I'm, doing those different exercises. And overall, I feel a little bit more solid and just, in control of my body, and I love it.
It's awesome. Dylan, I haven't actually checked in with you in a little bit because we've both been traveling. How's the workouts been going with you?
I should be through week 4.
Okay.
But we're going to chalk last week up to just a work trip that
we
were going out some of the nights.
It's tough when you're traveling. I didn't work out much last week either.
Yeah, I just did my final week 4 workout today for the first day that you have in the plan. So I've got 2 more this week, and then we'll be done with phase 1.
There you go.
Heck yeah.
Nate, I think we need to get a hotel-friendly workout plan of sorts with you because I got a trip coming up next week. I'll be in Nashville for a few days. I'll be in Pennsylvania for a few days the following week, and then either a week or 2 after that, I'll be back in Pennsylvania for a few days. So a hotel-friendly plan would definitely be nice.
Yeah, I could definitely work on something like that. I think, too, a little bit of it is understanding kind of what stimulus we're trying to elicit from each movement, and then kind of understanding what you can substitute in for those when you're limited on equipment. So we could talk about that a little bit, but I think, yeah, that might be a really cool idea. Maybe I can make a golf specific hotel program for the golf travelers around the world, country, whatever it might be. World's a little ambitious, but we'll start with Michigan for now.
I will say the way you have phase 1 set up is nice for hotel workouts because, I had to reframe my entire mindset of using less weight and controlling the eccentric movements.
Ooh, I like it.
Most of them that don't require a fancy machine, they seem to have 30s, 40s, and 50s for some of the other stuff. So
yeah,
a lot of the workout is doable, but there are a few of those that's fair. You need a full-on gym.
Yeah, this first structural balance phase that we're going through too is a little bit more hotel friendly, but as we start moving through the rest of the macro phase, it is going to get a little bit more intense, and so some of those movements are going to get a little bit more complex, and it might be a little harder to do that. So, but you can always refer back to this first program, and honestly, working out, doing something's always better than nothing. So you could always just use some movements from this first program and just get a lift in. When you're traveling, sometimes it's just something's better than nothing, and so you can always use that as a reference.
Yeah, Nate, I got to see on social media the other day, I think it was some of our footage from our TPI assessment with Peak.
Heck yeah.
We'll have to repost that and share it, but that's something that I think is really cool that you put together and your team there put together. But like Dylan was saying, just for the golfer in general, what you're doing, I think just resharing that would be really cool for you guys. You want to kind of touch on that at all?
We have a marketing team that we work with. And so it's kind of getting into that season where we only have a couple months before golf really starts. And so this is a really good time to start getting your body in shape to, for one, help prevent injuries. Because when you go back out onto the course, you haven't swung in a really long time. That's when those injuries happen. Low back's really common. Shoulders, I've been dealing with a nagging shoulder injury myself. So that's something that you can really try to work now to prevent in the future. But we're working with that marketing team. I showed them some of the stuff that we did when we did the TPI assessment. And so when they were putting the ad together, they're like, hey, would you guys mind if we use some of the footage from the TPI assessment you did with the designated drivers? Like, I don't think they mind at all. I actually meant to text you boys and let you guys know that it was going to be coming out, but then I thought the surprise might even be a little bit better.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I was watching through it. I'm like, okay, that's sweet. And I was like, oh, shoot, there we are. Like, that was really cool.
Got all the boys in there. So no, man, it was awesome having you guys out, and it's cool to have that kind of, not only for my personally, but professionally as well, to have kind of you guys doing it and getting to see your journey and getting your guys' feedback. So it's going to be cool kind of seeing the evolution over the next couple months, year, wherever this takes us, and seeing what progress we can make, and just getting your feedback too, because I always am willing to learn and kind of gather information about how you guys are feeling, how it's making your bodies feel. Hey, this program really killed me and it was affecting my swing, or hey, this program had me feeling really good and I was killing the ball. So that's really good feedback to hear too.
I've been going up to breakfast ball and practicing on my own a little bit, and just working on the wedges and irons specifically. Funny enough, we had someone on Instagram that hit us up trying to get a match in. So I'm actually going to be playing with him this weekend and getting a match in, and we might do a little bit of a video for a video type of thing where he pops up on our channel here shortly. But going to be playing him at his place on Sunday morning pretty early. We're going to play an 18-hole match with him and just see how it goes. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Josh, are you going? You got anything coming up?
I don't, as of right now. I don't. I might be helping record for him though during this event.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Nice.
Maybe I'll swing a few clubs while we're there. I don't know, but I'll definitely bring him along. So
Bro, you are not getting there at 7:30. I promise you that.
Well, I was about to say, can we figure out a game plan so that way there you don't owe Taylor like $35 or $100 before we meet again for the next time? Because I think you need to start getting some swings in, dog.
yeah, I do. I agree with you. I agree. So I got a PGA Superstore down the road. So that's an option that I had it last year, but didn't utilize it as much. And then I might have a buddy that's creating his own range as well inside his business. So we'll see where that lines up. But
okay. Yeah, I one thing that I'm going to try to commit to is I've realized that I need to hit some putts in the wintertime. So I have like a perfect putt is like the kind of practice aid that I have. So one of the things that I want to start doing is, I don't know exactly what number I'm going to be doing, but committing to hitting a X number of putts a day, just to kind of make sure that I'm grooving that putter stroke, because there was a couple times out in the course that I was just not feeling confident standing over the ball. So that's one of the things I'm gonna commit to. And then we're gonna get in the lab. We're gonna be over at I like going to CJ Barrymore's quite a bit. It's a little bit closer to me. So I'll be over there. And then actually one of my clients introduced me to a new place over by my house called Canteen. So I think I've been going there with him on some weekend mornings, and he has a membership there, and so he kind of brings me in and we'll work on some stuff. So I'm be in the lab a little bit, working on some things that I've realized over the trip that I need to start grinding.
All right, well, obviously we got a lot of work to do as the season's approaching. I know the few of us are going to get our game dialed in before we go to Myrtle Beach, but really looking forward to progressing this with you guys and getting the story of what we're trying to do with our game and our personal life out for everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure that you guys give us a like and a follow and share with a friend. You guys have a good one.
See ya.
peace.